What is up, epic people of the internet? My name is Nate, and welcome to my read-through/discussion video for Devblog 19. So, the beginning of this devblog is just a little paragraph stating how, because of the big update 0.0.26, that there isn't a lot of stuff in this devblog, and it's a little bit of a ramp-up state. So we're going to get right into it, and the first item that they talk about, the developers talk about in their devblog this week, is the outfits. So it's always been one of our goals to allow players to wear different types of outfits and to have them impact gameplay. By producing and equipping different outfits, players will be able to gain an advantage over the enemy in certain combat situations. Alright, this sounds cool. So I know they've been reskinning and working on animations and everything, so this is a little bit newer of an item to me, knowing I didn't really know before this, reading this devblog beforehand, that this was going to be one of the things. So this sounds pretty cool. So outfits will provide gameplay trade-offs in several areas such as stamina, movement speed, visibility modifier, chance to bleed, and mitigation based on damage type. So they will be obtained in the same manner as all other items in the game, meaning they will be produced and stockpiled by logistic players in mass quantities. Outfits will occupy a slot in the player's equipment panel and will be equipped like any other item. Alright, that sounds pretty cool. So it looks like we got a couple concept pictures here and everything, and we'll go back. Actually, the one thing I want to point out before we continue, man, check this thing out, right here, flamethrower. Yeah, we want that flamethrower. I'm not sure how that would really work with a top down, but we want the flamethrower. Alright, so if you've been following the blog for a while, you know that we've been refactoring our character model system for months now. Once the work is done, it'll lay down groundwork necessary for us to do the support outfits that we were just talking about. Though we will likely release individual outfits one by one, our long-term plan is to have a good amount of variation, eventually providing players with a good number of tactical options. So I think this is a cool thing. I think it's something that's worth putting in the game, and because I think when you playing as a medic, for instance, it might be good to have like this better stamina that they talk about, or even like the less chance to bleed, so that you could sit there and cover up or revive your teammates without getting the chance of getting shot and so forth. So I think this will definitely help with medics and so forth, and it'll allow other player roles, I guess. So they're talking about like obviously probably faster movement speed for like your SMG guy, visibility modifier maybe for your like MG or your sniper, like a sniper class kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool. And I think that'd be yeah. So I think overall it's a good concept. I'm really wondering how well it'll go out, and as always, as I say, with a lot of things in these dev blogs, balance is key, and I think the developers will do a good job of balancing those items. Alright, so the next item, I think one of my favorite parts of this dev blog, because there aren't too many things in here, but I just want more guns. So, you know, adding this carbine here, you can see a pretty looking carbine. So they're adding another standard weapon that goes along with the rifle and the submachine gun in the near future. So the carbine will be a lightweight semi-automatic weapon that will provide greater mobility and faster rate of fire than the rifle. It will fire 7.62mm rounds that will come in a special cartridge of 15. So that adds another ammo and another gun that people need to supply to the front. Interesting. Yep, no way to necessarily make logistics easier. So more weapons, logistics harder, but it'll be good because I think the rifle fire is too slow, and I think having this will be a little bit better than just having the rifle, and it will make it less of a submachine gun always crushes your rifle, your standard rifle. So I think right now the submachine gun does a little bit better job at points of suppressing enemies and so forth. So I think having something that fires a little bit faster, that's still a rifle and still has that medium range, will be a lot better than just the two weapons that they have in the game now. Oh, we can look at the little 3D model here, so you can see all the gloriousness. Look at all that detail, all that beautifulness. All right. When we release this weapon, we'll also be making balanced changes to the rifle and the submachine gun. Okay, that's good. Our goal is to make all three weapons as equally viable as possible. In addition, we'll be making other improvements to small arms, such as improved aim animations and damage calculation tweaks, among other things. Okay, that's good. I always like balancing of the game, as I've always said before. We are also working on other primary weapons that you'll be seeing in the not too distant future. Yay, more weapons! Alright. World Conquest details. So we talked about this a couple of dev blogs ago. and I'm sure they've been talking for about a while. So this is a little bit more details on what is actually going to happen in the war mode, that World Conquest mode they have here. So I'm going to read through it. Creating World Conquest has been a long journey for us, and admittedly, we've changed our design more than once over the last half year. We've made even more changes since the last time we talked about it, so please bear with us. World Conquest has been a juggling act between designing something that will meet our vision and finding a solution that will work with the constraints we are faced with, like gameplay, scaling, player population, and technological limitations. We finally arrived at something that we think has a good shot of working, and we hope to introduce the mode in the coming weeks. For those of you who are new to the Foxhole community, the World Conquest will be another game mode alongside the current game, the way just one map works. So in the World Conquest mode, each war is fought over the entire world, encompassing all regions as opposed to a single region. The war does not end until a win condition is globally met across the world. This will be a much longer form game that will require players to consistently win battles and hold ground over many days before a victor can be achieved. So this, I think, is like the key right here. Right now, my problem with the way the current game is held is you have a server and all of a sudden one team wins, right? It's been days, one team wins, finally wins, and you claim all 8 to 12 towns. And so now you move to the new server that restarts when that one finishes. So right now you have, so it just seems like everyone that was on the winning team rushes to those new servers as soon as they become available again, and you have an organized team and so forth. While at the end of as a game, when you're losing, you typically lose half your team population by the end of the game because you have one town left, and who wants to just, and a lot of people just don't want to sit there and play one town. So with only one town available, because they know they're going to lose and blah, 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 blah. So I think this will be a good way to keep players in the game longer, because they'll know that they have 5 or 6 more regions to fall back to. So I'm interested. Let's keep reading. As we've talked about in the past, World Conquest will be built over many updates, and the first available version will be very bare bones. Do not expect version 1 to be a complete experience. We see this as a long-term project that will go many iterations before it is working as intended. What you can expect from the first version of World Conquest. War is won when a capital structure is built in every region. Building and maintaining a capital structure requires other towns to be held and lots of time and effort from many players. War is fought over at least 2 regions simultaneously, which is that's pretty cool. Okay, event-based mode. I scheduled to run at a certain time and will end once the war is won by one side. Things we'll be working on over time. War is fought over more, possibly all regions simultaneously. Traveling between regions via roads. Persistent world location, i.e. you have to walk to neighboring regions to get there. I'm not sure about that one, what that is. Supporting neighboring regions through supplies, equipment, and other means. Improving the win condition. Alright, let's start at the first bullet. War is won when a capital structure is built in a... So it looks like they're switching up. This might be the new town hall or something, and this might be the new capital building, instead of this being the normal town hall. So what I'm assuming this means is you take all 8 towns in Endless Shore, and you then build plot for... the capital structure comes up, and once you build that, it moves to the next region or something, and you've claimed that region officially. But you need to control all the other towns to take it, and so forth. And once you lose a town in the region, the capital structure is destroyed or something. Building and maintaining capital structure requires... Okay, yeah, that's what that says. War is fought over at least 2 regions simultaneously. I think 2 would be the max, because you dock down here over more than possibly all regions. I think that would spread your player population way too low, and I don't think that's a good plan. So traveling between 2 regions, we're up here still, sorry. Event-based mode, okay, so that'd be like a replacement for a weekly war, it sounds like. Traveling between regions via roads, I'm assuming right now, just because of technological server and loading issues with large maps, that this is like you just... In order to travel to the second region that you're playing on, so like if you're in Endless Shore, you just run to the border and you do like the whole Fallout, enter the door, and it loads a new part of the map, so that way you don't load all the map at the same time and it cuts down on stuff like that. Persistent world location, you have to walk to neighboring regions to get there. I'm not sure I understand this one because it seems like the same thing as traveling via roads. So I'm not sure the difference between those two. Supporting neighboring regions through supplies and equipment. So I think that'd be cool. I think you need a much higher player cap in the server to do that. But like, for instance, you're fighting on Deadlands and Endless Shore here on the map. And you're in the safety of Upper Heartlands running logistics. But you can like produce all your logistics in Upper Heartlands and then stockpile them into Deadlands or somehow like making it... I don't know how they would balance that, but I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. Improving the win condition. Okay, so I guess there'll be a better way to win the game. Alright, so please keep in mind that this feature and any other are subject to change in the future. Okay, so I think this was overall a solid dev blog. Nothing too new. A lot of the stuff is all stuff we knew was coming and just a little bit more updated information on it, which I think is good. So, if you like this video, make sure to punch that like button and subscribe to this channel for more Foxhole content coming soon. Thanks for watching the video. My name is Nate, and we will see you, epic people, on the battlefield of Foxhole. What is up, epic people of the internet? My name is Nate, and welcome to my read-through/discussion video for the devblog 18 of Foxhole. So I'm really excited about this one. I've been excited about all of them, but this one, there's a lot of cool things coming in this game, a lot of things that are pointed in the right direction. I'm really